following thoughts, opinions, stories, and expressions are meant for those who will appreciate them. If you don't, we hope you keep an open soul to encounter another here on 34 Questions. Peace. In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and today we have round 2 with Frankie Santos. How you doing, Frankie?
Doing well, thank you.
Sure, man. Thank you for coming back again.
Yeah.
You're probably the fastest person who's done a second episode, but hey, we've hardly talked these past few years, so I'm always happy to have you on. But yeah, man, let me just ask you first off, what was the experience like your first time around?
It was good. I do a ton of Zoom calls, but like this was completely different because it's obviously not work related. So it was kind of cool to talk about, unrelated or related to like this topic, kind of freestyling and going over like things you normally wouldn't even think about. So it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Were you nervous at all, or were you just kind of like, whatever, I'm just gonna dive into it?
I think the first 10-15 minutes was a little just trying to get used to it because like I said, the format and like looking at myself on screen, maybe that was the distracting part. But yeah, I think after 15-20 minutes kind of got into the rhythm. So I'm excited to jump into it today.
For sure, man, for sure. So for the folks out there who don't know the flow of the show, we usually do some warm-up questions, and then we'll jump into the Wheel of Fate, and then after that, do some closeout questions. But since this is round 2 for Frank, we're just going to jump into the Wheel of Fate. So let me pop that open for you. There it goes. Oh, man, it looks terrible right now, and I got to fix it. But,
let's do it live. Do it live.
It happens, man. Yeah. It happens. But anyways, so this is like... I've been trying to, do different things with like the layout and the format of the show. This is, tell me audience too, if you like this, because normally I switch back and forth scenes, but now I'm just going to keep it to like our main stage and do the spins those way. But here we go. And first spin. So there's no easy, medium, hard this time, Frank. We're just going to flow with the numbers.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. Number 5. What do you think exists but serves no purpose?
Oof. Exists but serves no purpose. Oh, man. I automatically thought, like, what would be... sorry, there's like dogs here and they're like playing.
It's cool.
But
it's cool.
Again, it's really hard because like you think what's useless is like what you can't see, or something like air, but air serves a crazy purpose, or like worms. You don't really think of worms, but they serve a crazy purposeful life also. I'd say, everything has a purpose, I believe, but if it's a good purpose or a bad purpose, like pollution, it serves a purpose, but it's not really a good thing. I got you. You got a hint?
There's no right or wrong answer, man. So this is a new question, and I remember thinking it through. And sometimes I write questions not even like figuring out an answer for myself.
Oh yeah.
But so what would I say exists but has no purpose? Man. Like you said, there could be bad purposes. And I guess I should frame this question as like, what would you get rid of if you could? Like anything. I guess it relates to this other question I had about if you could get rid of one emotion, what would you get rid of? But so go ahead.
So I choose pollution then, if that's the one we're gonna get rid of, just because Earth is like finite in terms of resources. I watch a lot of sci-fi shows, so it's always about like us leaving Earth in the future. So like that's kind of where I see it going.
So like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel as far as leaving Earth, like how much of a focus should that be versus, some folks think like, man, we gotta fix what we got right now.
I think we talked about this a long time ago. I was like, talking about like NASA and like all this like crazy exploration stuff, and you're like, yeah, we have a lot of issues back at home here on Earth, and it's true, and I don't think we should ignore those things, but when you have companies going for space and like, you know, they call it the final frontier because it's just endless and we have barely explored it. When you have companies and people going out there, you get innovation, and those innovations could be used on Earth. I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, or I don't know if you know this, but while researching like water filtration, I think something like that, NASA found the solutions for like water filters and like what's the technology that's used today everywhere, like in your Brita pitcher. So those kinds of things I think help people here on Earth. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough because there's, you know, especially now you see like billionaires going up into space, but then we have like, you know, world hunger, poverty. I think the gap's just going to get bigger from here on out.
Yeah. Oh. Is there a way to is there any way to change that trajectory of the gap getting bigger? Because, you know, I mean, I'm the kind of person who's gonna try to work towards closing the gap.
Yeah.
But I know the odds are stacked against me.
Yeah, especially in America. I mean, because we're a capitalist society, so of course it's like whoever makes the most profit is going to benefit the most. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, you do have like, that's why you have, you know, politics and people saying, oh, I'm for the people. You know, people pushing for the middle class, lower class to get assistance and get like, you know, to close the gap. But that's just like a whole topic. It's like, does that actually work? And then you have people saying, oh, that's like socialist when you have like these kinds of programs and stuff, which is like, I don't know. I don't get why there's such a negative connotation on that. Might be leftovers from, you know, our parents' generation. But there are good things and bad things. Of course, everything's a balance.
For sure. You know, it's funny. I just met a coworker who was actually like, you know, not, I wouldn't say outspoken, but he was one of the first that I felt like was openly talking about socialism, and you know how, and I guess it's taboo for a lot of folks. Like, oh, don't talk about politics around me. I still don't know exactly. Like, I'm not well versed in it. But I feel like the general idea is that like everyone looks out for everyone. I think I'm spinning it very positively.
Yeah,
in that way.
Like it's like instead of you know, this is a spaceship that the U.S. has. It's our spaceship, everyone's spaceship. You know, this is well, not just the U.S., but yeah, within the U.S., everyone owns that, or it's everyone's. It's everyone gets a piece of the pie. I think that's kind of simplifying it, but yeah, that's if you have to kind of break it down.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't have too much issue of people like working hard and getting what they earn and stuff like that. But I wish there was like more free will choices of people like giving back instead of like just trying to reach a number and reach the next number as far as like wealth goes. But yeah, no. Yeah, actually, this ties back into what you asked me, what would I get rid of earlier, and I think it would be greed. Like what I feel like serves the worst purpose would be greed. You know, that feeling of not having enough. But isn't that like almost instinctual? Like our human instinct is to always want more or do more or get more, which kind of sucks now that I think about it.
Things are never enough. Like no matter what level you reach, it's people always want more. People will never be happy, and it is part of our instincts, I think.
Yeah. I mean, what would you say makes you happy right now? Besides, won't give you easy out of like family and stuff like that. Outside of family, where would you say you get your joy from?
My hobbies. I mean, I haven't had time for all of them, but I'd say gaming. I think I touched on it a little bit in the past pod. Gaming is like a huge like passion of mine. It always has been. It's brought me friendships, and it's helped me maintain friendships over my life, just because it's like a virtual space where you can just hang out, right, with your friends. And while hanging out in person is fun, there's certain things you can't do in person that you can do, online. I mean, over the pandemic, there was, I'll tell a fun story. We all played Warzone when it came out. There was like, I think the most people I seen online that I knew was like 8 people. Like, I haven't seen them online forever, and we all got on to play Warzone, and that was a pretty cool sight to see. We had like, it was just like, I don't know, it's like, at the end of the movie, we're like, oh, this guy, like everyone showed up, and that was just one of the coolest things. So yeah, I'd say gaming brings me a lot of joy, other than family, of course, and like free time. But it's played a really big part in my life. Another cool story is like when I moved to Georgia, didn't have any friends, didn't know anyone other than my family there. But I made friends through Counter-Strike. I found out some people played in my class, and we all, after school, we got online, and like I was ripping it. And they were like, wow, this Asian guy is pretty good. And we bonded that way. I mean, these are people from the South, like, never talked to an Asian person before. Mind you, this is like 2003, 2004. So there wasn't a ton of diversity yet. And it was just cool, really cool. And also playing DDR with my Latino friend. He was like really into DDR, and I was like, oh, cool, yeah, let's play. And I went to his house, and he had the mats set up and everything. So built a lot of friendships on gaming.
Man, were you like so good at DDR you didn't even have to look, like you knew the steps? Some people be
I'm
like,
okay. I'm kind of terrible, but actually my wife's really good.
For sure.
At DDR, yeah.
What's it called? You ever been in the zone, or like what would you consider yourself in the zone in gaming? Like, what's that experience like for you?
Ooh, yeah, I'd say back in the day when I had no responsibilities, I'd be up till like 4 a.m. playing, and like I'd say between 1 and 3 is like I hit my stride. Like a beast comes out, and I'm just like hitting the headshots and like, just really enjoying myself and going off. But obviously I don't really stay up that late playing games anymore.
I gotcha. Are you gonna hop onto VR at all, like the metaverse and all that stuff?
Dude, already there.
Yeah. Okay.
Already there. Yeah. It's got a ways to go, but it's actually, I mean, I think 2016 I had the PSVR, and I thought that was like super cool. I mean, the headset was pixelated, the screen wasn't as good as the ones out now, but I was like, okay, this is gonna go somewhere. And recently I got the Oculus Quest 2, and it's like 10 times better.
Whoa.
And yeah, because it's just, you just put it on your head and there's no wires or anything. It's truly immersive. Obviously the graphics could get better over time, but what they're doing is really cool. And I see once they can make it more like comfortable and like not as cumbersome of like putting something on your face that feels heavy, I think it's gonna really take off. People are gonna get addicted to it. People maybe not as like Player One where everyone is in it, but Ready Player One, the movie. But I think it's going to grow a lot. And if you're like into investing, definitely keep your eye on that space.
Okay, well, there goes a free tip for y'all. Oh shit, hold on. I unplugged my headphone.
What kind of headphones are those?
What's that?
What kind of headphones are those?
They're Avantry. They're budget, but they're super comfy. I've had them for like 3 years now. And what I like most about them is that they're Bluetooth and like aux cord.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think that was really important to me when I bought these. I liked them so much I bought 2. So
oh wow.
Yeah, one travel, one for home. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, VR. I brought up VR because I just had this meeting where we were doing like event planning for this like alumni group, and they were talking about like, oh, we should definitely do something in the metaverse next year. I'm like, damn, are you expecting everybody to be in the metaverse already? Like, but they're very STEM centric programs, so I'm like, maybe they got the connection and hookup for everybody to be up in the metaverse. But that just blew my mind. Like, I feel like this is just happening now, and they're trying to hop on it and expect a whole hell of people to be there when I don't think everybody has access.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now the metaverse is just a bunch of they're really just calling it like games, like any game, online game where you have a bunch of people playing like in a a server, or like there's massively multiple players. Like that's basically any MMO. And when MMOs have been out for a long time, I guess the difference is that it's supposed to be seamless between the worlds and like the different games you play, but it's not there yet. Obviously, it's like a gold rush. People are trying to be the leader in the space, and be the one that has the most players. Like Roblox is huge right now. It's like what all the kids are playing and the platform they use. Ask any kid, like they're all playing Roblox. Yeah.
And have you heard of Core?
Core? No, actually I haven't heard of that one.
I think so. Me and Han ended up playing on it for a little bit, and he told me it's just like Roblox, but like going for the tween age, like 12 to 15. Okay. Yeah.
A little older.
Yeah, you can make games in there and have everybody like just join a game, which I think is like Roblox, but
what did you think of it?
Core?
Yeah.
Core was cool, man. Like, I really enjoyed games that were like there were a lot of obstacle games, basically, kind of like the MX Rider games where you would just kind of like go up and down. I forgot what that game was called, but you know what I'm talking about, just obstacles that you got to get through with your character. Other than that, though, I think a lot of things got repetitive. It was like the same game over and over again. There's probably like 10 variations. There was this one that was kind of dope. It was a third-person shooter, but then like you had hiders. It was called hide and seek. And then as the players would get split into two teams. One team would be the hiders, and they could like camouflage as an object. So you could be like one of those. And
those are fun. I've seen a lot of funny videos of like people playing like object hunt, I think.
Yeah. Same principle.
Was there voice chat?
There was voice chat. Yeah. And I never really got down with the voice chatting, man. If you ask homies I play video games with, or at least sports games, I never trash talk, even though they trash talk like crazy. I'm always like, my game will speak for itself, you know? I'm going to kick their ass in silence. And
take some of this, take some of that.
Pretty much, man, pretty much.
Me and Ben, we tried out this new shooter on Oculus, and it's like a casual, like for kids, like younger audience. It's a free game. It was on it's on Oculus, so it's VR, and we logged in just to check it out. And it's like like arena shooter, like and you can like get skins, like change how your guy looks. But it's cool because like you can like throw knives at each other. It's like we were like dueling, we were like walking paces, turning around, like trying to like whoever shoots the other person wins. But just like we're just like messing around in this virtual space. I thought it was like really cool, and like the more people get on, I think it would be even more fun.
Gotcha.
Like there's a paintball game that's free under Rec Room. That one's fun. People trash talk all the time, but it's like it's a paintball like cartoony looking game. It's just fun.
That's what I mean. I'm excited for that because that would bring me back to playing gaming in my high school like computer class. It was there was a paintball first person shooter. I don't know if you ever played that back in the day, but that sounds dope to me. I was gonna say, do you know any good co-op in-person games right now, like couch co-ops?
That's hard because I feel like they've been dying.
Dude, they have
5 to 10 years, like slowly disappearing.
Is it because the money's not there? Like they'd rather have you be online all the time?
They want people to have their individual accounts. They encourage people to buy their own copy of the game. Yeah, unfortunately, but there are some games out there that encourage sharing the screen and playing in person, and I really like back those companies. I think there's the game of the year was I think it was given to the game of the year award was given to It Takes Two. I think that's what it's called.
Have you played that?
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
I brought it up because I was gonna bring. I've actually just played. I'm playing it recently right now with Doe, and it's an interesting, fun game. It's the only co-op game that's like easy to pick up and play. But you know the story and like what it's all about.
Yes, I know a little bit about it, and I'm really excited to play it, to be honest. So
yeah, no, it's only been, I don't know how many chapters there are, but we've only played through 3. And
who are you playing with?
With Donita.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. That's awesome, man.
So yeah.
A lot of like talking points, right? Like
it's a very relationship builder kind of game.
We got to do like a review of it when we're both done.
All right, for sure. Yeah. No, I mean, I even thinking about like streaming it, but I gotta figure that out. Do you ever Twitch? Like, do you ever stream your games and stuff?
No, but they make it so easy to like cast your screen and like share and stuff. So I mean, not only on PC but like on Oculus and stuff too. They make it really easy to do that. It's all built in.
Yeah. How is it like holding the controller and moving around in VR? Because I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's not intuitive enough in my mind. But how's your experience been?
It's okay. It's not like super intuitive. You don't have like finger dexterity, but you have triggers usually, and then just think of it as like a half of a N64 like joystick.
You're like holding it, and then like if I want to pick up something, it's point
trigger. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. Oh, I remember why I brought up that other game. It's because when me and Ben tried it, it was just like all kids, and it's crazy because it's like, man, it's like, wow, they're like maybe 8 to 13 to 14, and they're growing up with this as like the norm, man, and like they expect better and better and better, so it's just really gonna take off, I think.
Yeah, man, because we were introduced to the cell phones and we thought those were hella dope at the time.
Dude, Snake, remember everyone trying to beat the high score on Snake, like on a person's phone?
I feel like there was another game. Was there only Snake? Now there was like Solitaire, I think, on some of them. But yeah, I don't know like who thought about putting that game on there. It was like, this is gonna be so easy to program. We could put it on everything.
And they're like, this is gonna be the shit.
It was for a long ass time.
Yeah,
all right, man. I'm gonna give the wheel another spin here. Let's see what we get. Number 16. All right. Your question is going to be, what are some of your distractions?
Distractions. I'd also say gaming. That's definitely one. It's like, I can't wait to finish work so I can hop on and like, just play and see the homies. But other than gaming, let's see. TikTok. That's a huge one. Huge. And that's how they're doing a great job at building their product, is like people are addicted to TikTok. And there are a lot of good things about the platform, like being able to go viral with nothing, like no marketing budget and like not even hashtags, but just making something and putting it out there. And if it's like really good, it's going to be shared. It's going to explode. I recently went viral on TikTok back in September, I think. And it was a gaming TikTok. As of today, it's got 3 million views, over 300,000 likes. So it's and it's like every day I wake up and I see the notifications. People are still sharing it and still commenting on it. and it's just crazy. It's like, you know, what other platform can you do that where something spreads that viral? And first it was like popular in the US. As the weeks went on, I would see different languages in the comments. Like it would go to Russia, and then it went to like Mexico, and it's like I don't even know what they're saying. And but you know, there's just tons of engagement. I thought it was really cool to see, and it's still happening now, like 4 months later.
Damn. Yeah. Would you say you found your corner of TikTok? Because that's what I hear. Like, you know, it has that bad rap of being all dance videos and, you know, kids trying to not be kids.
Thirst traps.
Thirst traps. Yeah.
A lot of those.
But on the flip side, people have told me if you really find your niche and like your interest, if TikTok knows who you are, you're gonna find some really great content, because that's what people. I mean, everyone's throwing it on there.
Oh yeah. I'd say, I think my feed is mostly, I'd say it's like gaming, sports, funny stuff. Mostly those.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Funny stuff is so vague, you know? Like could be anything.
Ooh, sexy girl, yeah, funny stuff. What does yours look like?
Right now, man, I think I still get, since TikTok doesn't know me that well, I still get the TikTok videos of people dancing, and like, I guess people doing voiceovers. I get a lot of people doing voiceovers over other things, which
funny stuff.
Yeah, funny stuff. So other than that, like I try to put out, you know, clips of the podcast on there. Maybe do hashtags. Like I've done them consistently until the latest video. I didn't do hashtags on, just trying to see what happens. But you know, I think the clips I need to cut, and I need to like do put a little more effort into it, just so it doesn't seem like, oh, this is boring ass clip, you know. Like I gotta add some effects to it for the kids. But
yeah, they're like attention span. I mean, our attention span is not that great either, but it's even worse with them. Like they want instant gratification, and yeah, as someone who works like in the ad space, like you gotta front load your content. Like in the first 3 seconds, you gotta hook someone. So,
damn, I got you. I definitely see like the whole change of, I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed because watching movie trailers on YouTube or whatever, they always show me like in the first 10 seconds, like a good amount of it, and it's like now the trailer's starting. Yeah. After you showed me all this shit, I'm like, damn. But I get it. I heard it's because, you know, people want to know exactly what they're getting into or committing. the first 10 seconds.
I have a lot of experience running ads in Facebook, or making ads for Facebook and looking at the data. And I can tell you that if you put a 30-second ad out there, most people are not going to see even half of it. They're going to drop off from like 7 to 9 seconds. So that's why it's really important to put your important and like hook in the front, your important stuff, and like front loading, just all of that. Not trying to build it up like a movie, right? People will definitely not stick around for that. But the ones that do stick around, those are the ones that will be more engaged with whatever you're talking about, or whatever, like if it's a product, they will be more likely to like stay in the game or something like that, or engage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have to shoot you a copy of a ad I was thinking about running, like for a YouTube ad, which I guess, you know, I should also know how to do that with Facebook. But it's like a 15-second clip that I'm trying to promote 34 questions. And tell me if you can imagine this. It's like an art gallery with like 10 frames. Each frame has like another person's video. It's you see it all in one view. So they're like small little pictures of people kind of like talking, because they're like videos in these frames. And then it's all the audio from each interview is kind of all jumbled up, so all you hear is like everyone talking at the same time, and then just fades down, which it says like, I think it says share your story or something like that. But yeah, I'll send that to you. Tell me you got any feedback for that.
Oh, that's cool. For some reason I ended up thinking about like because we were talking about descendants, right? Before, like, what would you want them to know? I was just thinking of like some kids like watching it in the future, like on like a space TV or something. Maybe not space TV, but like, on the Oculus, yeah.
The context, the screen context, whatever they're watching.
Oh, Grandpa.
Man, I mean, honestly, I on the reverse side, I'd be wondering what my descendants would kind of see with me, like talking to all these people. It's like, damn, he just really like to talk to people.
I mean, that's like part of your story, right? Like, you've always been this type of person, even for this like podcast. So it's cool,
Like, you've known me in the past. You felt like it kind of it fits. Like,
oh yeah, man, yeah.
Okay. For sure. I don't know that. But and it's a trip because I think people have given me that feedback too. It's like, oh, this you've kind of been doing this, and now it's just doing it in front of camera. And I'm sure when we kick it and when we talked before, I'm always like, damn, we should have recorded that. So yeah, that's all I'm really doing. But let me give this wheel another spin, man. Just to let you know, it's already been 30 minutes. Are we halfway there?
Man.
Number 11. Here we go. What is your big idea? So like your idea that for whatever reason, either your passion or you feel like it'd make the most. I don't know. You let us know.
My big idea. Well, it's not to sell anything, that's for sure. My idea is to retire early. My big idea, like for myself, or be comfortable enough to retire early so that I could spend more time on things that don't have financial pressure, so I could spend more time with family, relatives, traveling, and the big idea is to grind right now and sacrifice some hours of the day each day so that 10 years from now, hopefully don't have to do this anymore. But yeah, man, that's kind of like the gist of it. How I'm doing it is should we go into detail or?
Well, I was gonna ask you what age, what was your goal? Like, you gotta, what are you shooting for?
I mean, if I could, tomorrow. I don't want to work forever. I always talk to my dad about this. I'm like, I don't want to work anymore. I'm trying to like retire. I'm trying to, I don't know how parents did it for so long. Like, I mean, I'm 32, and like the retirement age is like what, 65, 70, around there. Like, which is crazy. Like, it's like I can't imagine. Dude, and I haven't even worked all of my 32 years. It's just like the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. So it's, I mean, I'd say realistically, like late 30s to 40s, probably early 40s, I'd love to retire and just like focus on passion projects, focusing on like uplifting others, helping them find their passions and find their, like what they want to do. Traveling and family time. For sure. Yeah, man. I mean, I remember when I thought I was gonna be retired when I was 30. When I was a kid, like that was my goal, my dream. But retirement's an interesting thing because, like, well, one, you made a good point as far as our parents working for as long as they did, and it seems bananas. I can't even stay at a job for more than a year. So I'm like, damn, like. It's almost that's a sacrifice to that person. I mean, for our parents, I think they have these like strong and rigid goals, and my goals are different. So I guess the way I go about it is different too, and a different generation, right? Like that's one thing I hear from a lot of people is like, oh, don't worry, that's just how millennials are, like they're never gonna stay in one place, they're gonna keep going. But I know there's folks that can do it or who end up staying at places. Very interesting, man. You made me reflect on like why I kept moving around. But yeah, it's normal. It's normal for our generation. Like even in my industry, people stay for like a year and they're out.
I mean, do you think that's because they feel overworked, or is it for like other reasons?
I think the main thing is like there's such a rat race to like earn more. So if there's like even a slight increase and they think they have a better opportunity, they will jump ship because there's just not much loyalty to companies like how our parents had that. Like, you know, people working jobs for like 30 years in the same place. Like, it's really unheard of with our generation. That's because we also have options too. And, you know, we don't need to stay loyal to a company because companies aren't really loyal to us. You know,
Yeah.
Not all of them, but that's, you know.
Were you the one who told me about the teenager who was like, I refuse to work for anyone until laws get in place so things are more equal or free? Okay, maybe you're not the one who told me that.
No. That sounds a little crazy.
Exactly. You know, and as a teenager, I guess you think you can make that change. It sucks to say, but it takes a lot more than just wanting it to happen, you know. My big idea, and I'll say this, I was planning to say this in every podcast just so I can like speak it into existence, but really like do a 4-day work week, man.
Oh yeah. I support that. I vote for you. Whatever you're running on.
So my idea though is to like kind of plant the seeds as far as you know, saying it on the podcast, but also telling kids who are in college. I feel like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna start with the college kids, because people barely go to class on Fridays anyway. So if they really wanted to, I think everyone could just dish Fridays and make it a thing. Like, this is not what we're doing. And then from there, by the time they're in the workforce and they have their degrees, they can have a bigger voice, and maybe from there. But yeah, so college kids, if you watching, don't go to school on Friday.
Don't sign up for Friday classes. Oh my god,
that's a legit way to do it.
Like, oh man, that was a terrible experience when I did that in college. I was like, why 8 a.m. Friday?
I only did that my first year. I remember my very first semester, I signed up for an 8 a.m. Friday class. And then everyone said like, oh, Thursdays are the night everyone goes out. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, where did they write that?
That wasn't the handbook, you know?
Yeah.
And how come nobody in college would tell that to us, you know? Like, it was a big ass secret that college kids could go out on Thursdays.
Everyone signs up for Friday's classes at first, and it's like, oh man, why did I do that?
But you know, having that Friday class though gets you there faster, right? You know any folks that graduated early?
Yeah, my random roommate in the dorms at SF State, he was out of there. He was already a sophomore, like the second he moved in, like for freshman year.
Overachievers. Yeah, I know somebody that graduated at 21 and started teaching high school like that same year they graduated.
Jeez,
and I'm all 21. Like, and I was like, damn, man. That's fucking bananas.
Good for them though, you know? That's great.
I think it'd be hella hard for me to teach if I'm 21 trying to teach 18-year-old, or you know, even at that age, I don't know what I'd be able to teach actually. If you were gonna teach a subject, what would you teach?
Probably like anything to do with building your career in my industry. I think I can help with that. Probably because I'm not saying like I'm a super expert at it, but that's just my experience. And anything to do with technology or gaming, yeah, that'd be fun.
What would you say is like a not known thing about, you know, coming up in your industry, or like, you know, start like, yeah, what would you say?
Burnout, man, it's real. Like, and abusive employers, not the companies themselves, but the toxic work environments. There's some pretty bad ones out there where it really changes people. People can go into a job all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and then come out of it just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to go down that route anymore. I want to save, you know, that sanity for something else I want to do. Yeah, it's really high pace. I mean, growing up in the Silicon Valley, that's just how it is. Like everyone's trying to survive, and they will do anything to get ahead. So the people that suffer the most are the employees, but employees also, it's also a really rewarding industry in terms of like pay, compensation, perks, benefits. Like some of the crazy perks we had. My first job was like or my first job in that in the industry was like there was massages. Like you can get free massages every month. Like that's cool. Like you just sign up and show up, and there's people on site. Like there's specific rooms for massages. And you could also get compensated for car washes and getting your pets groomed. Your haircuts are all paid for. So like pretty crazy stuff. And they were like, "Oh, we're sorry, but this is all we can offer right now." I'm like, really? Like seriously? Like I'm coming from working I'm coming from working 3 jobs, like driving back and forth, and I was like, this is amazing. I'll take it.
Do you think a company can be too invested in its culture, like too many perks, too many like positive things?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's companies I know about. I'll just say it, like I know Supercell has a really good culture. They're in mobile gaming. Obviously, they make Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and I know their culture is like really good. They hire the best, but they also offer the best in terms of everything I just mentioned. And if you go on YouTube, you can actually watch some talks from the CEO, and he talks about the company, how it's a bottom up company. So their idea is that good ideas can come from anywhere. Like you can be at the bottom of the company and have like the best idea. So they really keep their ear to that. They listen to that, and the CEO relies on like the ground floor employees to like produce ideas and yeah.
I don't know, man. I've heard that speech like 10 times already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
But I got you.
I know people who work there, and like I really trust I trust their word. And
I trust
if it's
your
truly
word.
like that, then that's amazing. Because I don't know any other company like that. Like personally, that actually sticks to that. I know a lot of people claim that, and they say, "Oh, we value our employees. We value a workspace that's comfortable for everyone." But then, how many companies actually follow through with it? That's different.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in any place I go, I try to invoke that culture, or like try to create that culture.
Yeah.
And I had a pretty good opportunity at this one place. I don't know, this was after the high school 4 years ago. I don't know if I told you, I worked for like a financial startup called the Mission Asset Fund. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but check them out. But yeah, I was their culture office, I forgot the last title, like manager. And I was super hyped because it was like, okay, you get to create the culture of a place. Unfortunately, I was not ready to give up my work-life balance. I think that's the only thing that really drove me out of it, was that my bosses at the time were like, hey, we're giving you the resources, you just need to give us your time and you could do something here. And I wasn't willing to give up anything more than 40 hours a week, and I decided to walk away from that opportunity. But it's and now coming back to into a school, and I have a similar idea of how I'm gonna do it with the kids. I know that's my job, is to do it with the kids. And then in my mind, like my extra shit that I think I'm trying to do is doing it for the teachers and the staff of the school, which I'm sure you've seen people who try to build culture and all that stuff go down, and it's really hard when there's not a lot of buy-in, or people don't want to give the time to actually put the effort into it. Which I don't know, if I was gonna approach you and be like, hey man, I got this extracurricular event coming up, are you gonna come? or Like, how does that talk go with you? If I'm just like a random person.
I mean, if it means connecting with everyone else on my team, then of course I'm open to it. But yeah, there's trade-offs. Like, okay, that's my free time. Do I want to see these people?
Yeah,
Right?
and as a person who doesn't know how everybody feels about everybody, like people may have good reasons not to get along, and I'm going in there like, nah, it's kumbaya, everybody hold hands. Do trust falls with each other.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a challenge, and I think if I'll be real, I think if I can, do it to a point where it's really successful and like there's a great positive change in this one place, I would love to set up like a consulting thing where I go around and try to help businesses kind of build their culture. I don't have all the technical terms. I haven't read all the books, but I got to see if it works with my approach and make sure it's successful first.
It's like business therapy.
Something like that, man. I don't know, like
team building.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you the last time we talked last week, but one thing about what I really enjoy about my job right now is that I'm creating a teen lounge, right? And it's like if I can make it a place where all the kids want to go to, then I feel like I could create that at every school and just be like, here's a place where kids feel like it's their own and they can enjoy themselves and relax. And that's the easy part, I think. It's like kids come to school because they have to, but then if you give them a place in school that they want to be, then it's like, if they say location, I'm in the school already. Like, create something that kids can be a part of. And I think there's money in that. If like that's not what I'm thinking about, but I think there's sponsorships that could be had where a company could be like, oh, we're all for the kids, like here's some resources.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, I gotta write this shit down.
Yeah, well, just a closing thought on that. I think for me currently, like my first, I don't know, maybe the first few years in this industry that I work in, I was really doing it for myself, just to like get ahead and like get to where I wanted to be, get all the experience I wanted. But now I really find joy in helping my team like grow, like individually, and then also just making cool stuff. So it's really, my joy comes from that now, rather than for me looking for the next title or looking for the next promotion. That's where my joy comes from now.
For sure, man. So I was gonna ask, in all of your experience, what would you say is your favorite icebreaker?
Oh man, I hate icebreakers. Remember the ones in school? It's like they just go around until it gets to you and you gotta like say something by yourself. I always had like my heart would always be beating so hard. I don't know, were you excited about those?
I am an icebreaker person, bro. I like just coming up with that small talk. Oh, you know who Josh Wilson is? I think that's his name, Josh Wilson. You ever heard that?
Mm-mm.
I just watched this show. It's called How To, I think, with Josh Wilson. I'm making sure right name, but How To with Josh Wilson. Fuck, I don't think that's his name. But anyways, it's on HBO Max or Hulu, and it's about this guy. I think you'd like it from the perspective. It is John Wilson. How To with John Wilson, but it's him talking like about making his points, and then everything that is like captured on video is all these candid moments from like him going around New York, and you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, is it okay? That sounds like Billy on the Street.
Okay, it's not.
It's like that.
Maybe I haven't seen Billy on the Street. Is that the Bing Bong guy? Nah.
No. Bing Bong. Billy on the Street is, I think he's like interviewing people randomly, just walks up to them. I'm just gonna double check this. By the way, I'm still thinking about the icebreaker question. I think a good icebreaker is like knowing or having someone talk about their favorite show or favorite movies, current ones to watch, because you can tell a lot from someone like by the shows they watch. I think like if it's dark or if it's comedy or if it's like
That's
action.
True. That's true. I think so. Just because like watching a show and sitting down is like you taking a lot of time out of your life to do that. So I think it is a big part of a person. But go ahead. I actually looked up Billy on the Street. It's the game show.
Yeah, he's like, miss for $2. Like, you know, ask some ridiculous question. It's usually someone just like, like it's pretty good. It's
all right, I'll check that out. The Josh Wilson one, the first episode is how to do small talk. And it got like super fucking deep into like how to connect with people and shit like that. But then the next episode was how to scaffold, and it was like more informational about scaffolding and like when he tries to do a lot of like connections with the human nature in it. I'm like, that's interesting.
I heard a quote. It's like everyone is searching in life. Everyone's searching for some kind of magic. Like that's really what life is for each person. So if you can like tap into that in small talk or like conversation or icebreaker, I think you know you can get farther than just you know the surface.
He had this line about how when there's a line that shouldn't be crossed in small talk, because once you cross it, you might be creating a relationship that you weren't expecting to create. It's like if I share something super deep with someone, and then it's like, do they feel like now that I've done that, we're that close, and that we're close that all the time? You know, that's maybe something. It made me think about the conversations I have on here, and how sometimes I feel guilty when folks share something intimate, something like hella real or heavy, and then like at the end I'm just like, all right, well, I'll see you later. Thanks for coming through.
Like, all right, next question. So what's your favorite color?
So yeah, like it made me think of that, and it's still I think for me something I do, or something that I'm aware about. That's why I'm, I guess, so grateful when folks do share. And I haven't had too many instances, but I think there is energy sometimes where it's like, okay, that happened, and then there's some folks who like really want to keep the connection alive or like stay in contact, and I don't want to feel like I'm rejecting them, because I don't think I am. But it's also, for me, I didn't expect, you know, a whole new thing, you know, like a whole new friendship. And friendships are hard. Like if you want a real true friendship, there's a lot of effort. So it's hard for me to like, you know, have that friendships even though as much as I want to, you know, I'm just like somebody you talk to for an hour and you know, we go on from there.
Well, I will say that the best friendships, in my opinion, are the ones that don't require maintenance. Like you can just like go, like, I don't know, for us, for example, like we haven't spoken like one-on-one in a long time, but I feel like every time we talk, it's like catching up, like not catching up, but it's like no time has passed, right? It's just like, we're just like picking up where we left off. So other than, you know, the life stuff that's happened, I still feel like we talk the same way that we did, you know, 5 years ago. Yeah.
No, and I guess that's a good way to put it, is the low maintenance. And I think a lot of my friends are like that. I don't think I've had too many friends who've been like, yo man, you haven't been hitting me up or anything. I think the worst it can get is if you like don't respond to text messages for like a long ass time. But someone was just telling me, like, you know, a true friend is when they leave you on red, because you know they'll get back to you eventually. But a fake friend will get back to you right away because they're like, you know, insecure about that shit. Like, I gotta say something back.
Like there's comfort in there's enough comfort between, you know, two people to know that, you know, it's nothing personal. It's like I'm gonna get back to you, you know.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm just doing something. But it was also like a drunken like statement, you know. So I don't know if it was like honest or like a little pain in there. So we got about 5 minutes left, man. I want to try this countdown with you, see if this works out. It's gonna be word association. You see the 34 on your screen, I hope.
I do. What are the rules again?
So basically they're one word answers. I'm just gonna throw as many like I'm gonna give you a word, and then like happy, then you give me a word back. That first thing that comes to mind.
Ending.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what comes to mind. We're gonna try to get through as many as you can.
Right.
So you're gonna set the bar. So the next person I do this with, I'll tell them like what the record is and see if people can beat it. All right. Let me just get the timer ready. 3, 2, 1. Lucky.
Chances.
Burger.
King.
Vision.
Bored.
Space.
Elon.
Bezos.
Rocket ship.
Safeway.
Broke.
Humble.
Beginnings.
Ending. All right, that wasn't like a fully fleshed out idea yet, but
no, that was fun.
I have to count how many we've done when I'm
By the way,
heard that.
I have to explain myself because I shop at Safeway all the time. But CEO at one of my last companies was like making a joke about people who shop at Safeway. I was like, what? I go there. Like,
ouch, damn, man. I go to Safeway all the time too.
I mean, I know, like, I go there, grocery outlet if I can. Like, doesn't matter as long as the food doesn't kill me.
Yeah, man. I mean, Smart and Final is still one of my favorite places to go. All the cheap places. Oh, Smart and Final.
Yeah.
I never. Now that's a pro tip right there. Always go to fucking Bevmo.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, have you been to Total Wine and More?
No. Good.
Oh yeah, I like Bevmo, but Total Wine and More is like just imagine a better one. A better Bevmo.
What's been your choice of drink lately?
It's definitely been tequila. Tequila is like the go-to. Just effective, fast.
Upper.
Not too bad on the hangover. Upper.
Yeah. I mean, they tell me it's a party because it's like, tequila and maybe vodka, but tequila is more like, gives you in a good mood. I mean, I'm a tequila drinker too. Have you tried the Kirkland Dark Anejo?
No.
Dude, it was so popular. It's been sold out for months. And
wow.
Yeah, Costco doesn't know when's coming back, but it was. I feel like if anyone who's tried it will swear by it, and it was like $20 for like the 750 milliliter bottle.
$20.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good deal.
It was ridiculous, and it was so smooth, and I'm not even a drinker like that, but this I could get down with, and I got down with it a lot. Till it disappeared.
I've been sticking to Cazadores as like my go-to, and it's been like that for ever since college, I think.
Cazadores, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a. I know there's worse tequila than Cazadores. How do you like Hornitos?
Hornitos?
I put Cazadores over Hornitos for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My roommate from college put me on Cazadores, so he's like Mexican, so he loves that.
You tried you tried the Rocks or George Clooney's tequilas? They all come in from the same place. It's like the same bottle with the same font, and just their signatures are different on there. It's funny, man. Like, I'm sure someone's going around there like selling it to stars. Like, hey, you need to put your name on it. You get this much, and we'll take care of everything else.
There's so many celebrities in the alcohol space. Like, I didn't realize. Like E40, also obviously, like he's got a bunch of drinks. Got wine, also.
No, yeah. We actually went to the Warriors game the other day, and he passed by. Brown like had 10 cops surrounding him as he was walking past us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's escorted.
He was escorted. Yeah, he was coming from one place to another, but it was just funny to see how people went wild. Like, it's E40, and then everybody looked and then saw the cops, and it was just funny. But yeah,
I can imagine that.
He has his tequila too, or I know he has the wine.
Yeah, he's got wine. It's got something called Slurricane, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I remember Slurricane.
Yeah.
I think that's that mixed drink. But any questions for me, man? Like, I want to see if you. I did like that last question you left the next person, which honestly is you, since I'm recording this. The next question, so I won't give you that one. Any other questions? Or
for the next person, or
for the next person, but let me see. Do you have someone you can call and put on speaker and be like, "Hey, you're on a game show right now. I need you to answer this question." If not, it's cool. I'm just asking.
She's sitting right next to me, so.
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, that's something new I want to try, and I have to ask people that I need to ask them before we start recording. But yeah,
it's weird because like I don't really call anyone. It's like always text now.
I feel you.
But hey, I'm gonna call you if that ever is asked to me somewhere else. So you better pick up.
Now I know. Like that random call from Frankie. I'm like, why the fuck is he calling me right now?
Actually, I you know what? I think I know someone who might, but they might be at work. Did you want to try it?
I'm down to try it, man. Let me give you the question. Let's spin the wheel and I'll give you a question to ask them. We'll see if this works, man. It'd be crazy if it works. Number 28. Oh, I mean, this is pretty deep. I don't know if they're gonna want to answer this. It's
okay. Tell me the question and I'll change my.
It's called the question is, why do we have walls?
No, I'll call him. I'm calling John right now. Putting you on the spot.
Oh shit.
Let's see. How's audio over there? Okay.
I hear you. I hear the phone ringing. Oh, come on, John. Gonna pick up.
Hi, the person you
Oh, it's okay.
A screening service.
Go ahead and say why you're calling. Connecting you now.
What?
Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button.
It's like, no worries, man. I'm on a game show with Jan, and I called you because we're asking you a question you have to answer.
Okay.
What's up, John? Thanks for being on, man.
He said, "What's up?"
What's up, man?
Yeah, I got audio coming through my headphones, so I'll just relay what he's saying. What's the question again?
All right, John. So for you, the question Frankie landed on was, why do we have walls as people? Why would you say we build up walls?
Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it. The reason why people build walls is mainly because we feel some sort of connection to a cave almost, where it's a closure, basically, away from the textures of the element, basically. That's the only answer I can think of.
I got you, man. I got you. And if you don't mind, I want to throw this bonus one at you, and is what products do you endorse? Like, if they were gonna get a John guarantee, and like, you know, I should buy it because you think it's high quality, what would you say is that product?
I really don't have an answer for that one.
It's all good. It's all. I was super curious, man. You know. But right on, man. I definitely appreciate you picking up Frank's call and being a part of the show. I gotta get you on. Do your own solo if you want to, but I'll reach out to you again.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
All right, for sure.
All right. Peace.
Got you, man.
That was fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, you've done all three new things. No, this is the first episode where we unleashed the wheel on the screen like that, then the 34 countdown, and you did a guest call. Yeah, did all three, man. You knocked it out of the park.
All right, what do I get?
You get to come back for round 3. But yeah, man. I mean, I could also send you stickers and whatnot. I did get some 34 stickers made. I don't know. We'll figure out merch once there's more listeners.
All right, my people will call your people.
Sounds good. But all right, man. That was pretty much it. Any last things you'd like to add before we head out of here?
No, Not really. Never play Leapfrog with the unicorn.
Gotcha. Did you say that before? I feel like someone said that before.
Also from my roommate in college. So I don't know why it's the first thing I thought of. But
Shout
good
out.
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
shout
great
out.
advice. Great advice.
Shout out to Adolfo.
So if you're watching this on YouTube or catching this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, much love to y'all. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love. And we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace.